Hi guys, welcome to Mr. B's Learning Channel. Let us start analytical geometry. In this video, we will discuss what you studied in grade 10 and grade 11. Analytic geometry, sometimes it is known as coordinate geometry. It is a study of geometry using a coordinate system, that is x-axis and y-axis, I mean a Cartesian plane. In analytical geometry, we are going to play with the points. Each point on a Cartesian plane has x value and y value. Using a Cartesian plane, I will show you how a point is represented. Let me draw x-axis, that is horizontal line, x-axis, then y-axis, it's a vertical line. You know this. Let me plot a point. This is a point, and the name of this point is A. Usually we use capital letter to represent a point. And x value we are reading from x-axis. Let me write x generally. Then y values we are reading from y-axis. Let me write small y. So the point representation is x value first always, then y value. So the capital A is representing a point. So the x-axis, y-axis, we call it Cartesian plane. The Cartesian plane is named after the French mathematician and philosopher René Descartes. Apart from mathematics, analytic geometry is used in different branches like physics, engineering, and also in aviation. Okay, let us start with the first formula in analytic geometry, that is distance formula. You all know that distance formula, right? I will show you once again. See a line, let me draw a line. A starting from A and the point B. The line is starting from A to B. A's coordinates are x1, y1, and B's coordinates are x2, y2. That is the x value and y value. So the distance from A to B, the shortest distance, that is the length of the line, that we can calculate using the formula. We can write capital AB is equal to square root of x2 minus x1 all square plus y2 minus y1 all square. This is the formula, square root of x2 minus x1 all square plus y2 minus y1 all square. And I will show you one example also. Let me draw a line. Suppose A is minus 3, 2. And the x value and y value of B is 1, 8. You have to find the distance AB. So the formula is given. It's a very important formula. And you can just name it. Point A, x value is x1, y1. Then this one is x2, y2. Then what you have to do is just substitute in the formula. That is, the distance AB is equal to square root of, formula is already here. In the place of x2, you have to write 1 minus x1, you have to write minus 3. Negative number, please use the bracket. When you substitute, you know that. Then plus 8 minus 2 all square, right? Because y2 is 8 and y1 is 2. Now, just use the calculator. That is 1 minus 3 is plus 3. That is 1 plus 3 is 4 square plus 8 minus 2 is 6 square. So it's going to be square root of 4 square is 16. 6 square is 36. 36 plus 16 is 52, square root of 52. Now we can simplify this square root. The simplest set form is 2 square root of 13 units. So the distance between A to B is 2 square root of 13 units. So that is a distance formula. So it's very easy. Now the next one is the midpoint formula. That is the simplest formula as far as this analytic geometry is concerned. Okay, I'm going to use the very same example that I used in distance formula. Let me draw, before that let me write the formula. See the distance form, see the point A and B. A's value is x1, y1. Then B's coordinates are x2, y2. Then we are finding the midpoint of this line segment AB. So the midpoint is the middle point somewhere here. Most of the cases we are using the letter M to represent midpoint. You will see that one in most of the question paper. Capital M is there for midpoint. And midpoint x value, how do you get it? The x values of end points. What are the end points A and B? Take the x values of end point, then find the mean, or x1 plus x2 by 2. See, x1 plus x2 by 2. That is the x value. Then y value of midpoint is y1 plus y2 by 2. This is the simplest formula. It's clear. Let me write it here. The M coordinates are x1 plus x2 by 2. That is the x value. Then y value is y1 plus y2 divided by 2. This is the midpoint. See, I'm going to use the very same example. Look at here. You have to find the midpoint of this line A. Coordinates are -3, 2. Then B. Coordinates are 1, 8. You have to find the midpoint, the x value and y value of the midpoint. See, it's going to be capital M. The x value is -3 plus 2 divided by 2. Not plus 2. It's 1. Then y value of the midpoint is 2 plus 8 divided by 2. It's okay. Then simplify it, you will get it. That is -3 plus -2 by 2 is -1. Then 2 plus 8, 10 by 2 is 5. See, we got it. This is the midpoint. Then another type of question that can come from midpoint part section is one of the end points, either A or B, and midpoint are given. Find the other point. I will show you that one. The way I'm using the same example. Look at here, a line. A is given. A is -3, 2. Then midpoint is given. Midpoint is -1, 5. You have to find the coordinates of B. What is B? So you have to just put B's coordinates are small a and B, or x and y. You can choose any letters. There's no problem. Now, here you are using the idea of a midpoint. So the x value of midpoint is -1, right? X value of midpoint is -1. How did you get that -1? X value of A, that is -3, plus x value of B is A, divided by 2, small a, divided by 2. Then simplify it. Cross multiply, that is going to be -2 is equal to -3 plus A. Isn't it? Therefore, A is equal to -2 plus 3. -3 goes other side, plus 3, you know that. It's going to be 1. We got it. Similarly, y value of the midpoint, what is that? It is 5, right? How did you get 5? Y value of A, that is 2, plus y value of B, that is small b, divided by 2. Then cross multiply and simplify. Isn't it? When you cross multiply, 2 times 5 is 10. Isn't it? Is equal to 2 plus b. Therefore, b is equal to, send 2 other side, that is 10 minus 2. Answer is going to be 8. So we got the coordinates of b is 1, 8. So this question is very important. You have to study. Okay. Now the next topic, that is very important one that you studied in the previous grades, that is gradient, or sometimes we call it slope, but here most of the cases we say gradient. So how do you find the gradient? We are using the small letter m to represent gradient. For calculating gradient, we need any 2 points on a straight line. It is not like a distance and midpoint. For calculating distance and midpoint, you need end points, the points at the end. But here, anywhere there's no problem. Any points you can use and calculate gradient. For example, look at here. See a line. Suppose this point is x1, y1, and this point here is x2, y2. Anywhere, but we need 2 points on the very same line. Then the gradient formula is, we are using small letter m to represent gradient. Change in y by change in x. Remember, change in y divided by change in x. Don't write other way around. That is change in x over change in y. Please, normally learners are making mistakes there. So y2, change in y is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Or y1 minus y2 divided by x1 minus x2. Understand? So that is change in y over change in x. Clear? That is the formula for gradient. You need any 2 points on a straight line. Now we are going to find the gradient. We are using the very same example. Look at here. See, this point is a, that is minus 3, 2. Then middle point also I am taking is minus 1, minus 1, 5. Then the last point, the other end point B is 1, 8. The reason why I plotted 3 points, I want to show you, you can take any 2 points. As long as those points are on that line, it will give you the same answer. If I choose A and B, so the gradient, look at here, I will show you one by one. Gradient between A and B. See, that is this point and this point. So we can write here x1, y1 is this one, then x2, y2 is this one. Then change in y, that is 8 minus 2 divided by change in x, that is 1 minus 3 is plus 3. So the answer is 8 minus 2 is 6 divided by 4. When you simplify, it's going to be 3 divided by 2. We got it. See that? Suppose I choose A and M, that is gradient. Choosing between A and, choosing the point between A and M. 2 points A and M. Then x1, y1 is A, then x2, y2 is M. Like this. So y2 minus y1 is 5 minus 2. Then x2 minus x1 is minus 1 minus that is plus 3. When you do it, it's going to be what? 3 divided by 2. Did you see that? The very same gradient we got it. So you can choose any 2 points. You will get the same. Now I am choosing M and B. Gradient. I am choosing the point M and B. That is these 2 points. If I wrote this one, x1, y1. 8 minus 5 divided by 1 minus, that is plus 1. So it's going to be 3 over 2. Did you see that one? The same gradient we got. No matter any 2 points on that, as long as those 2 points are on that line, you will get the answer. So we can see that the gradient of line AB is same as gradient of line AM is same as gradient of line from MB. They all are same. then we can say that the point A, B and M are collinear, which means they lie on a straight line. Clear? Now the next one is parallel lines. About the gradient. If two lines are parallel, what do you mean by parallel lines? I will draw it here. Two lines. These two lines are parallel because they have the same distance. Everywhere the gap between two lines are same. Their gradients are related. What is the relation? Suppose M1 is the gradient of first line, then M2 is the gradient of second line. Okay, since they are parallel, M1 is equal to M2. This is very important. Two lines are parallel means their gradients are equal. Their gradients are same. Look at the equation of two lines. Y is equal to 2x minus 3. Y is equal to 2x plus half. What can you say about when you look at these two equations? These two equations are representing straight line and they are parallel. Why did I say that? Because look at the gradient. Gradient of two lines are same. So we can say that these two lines are parallel. Now we can move to the next one, perpendicular line. Now what happened when two lines are perpendicular? Two lines are perpendicular. Perpendicular means making 90 degree, right? Like this. Making 90 degree. Suppose M1 is the gradient of first line, M2 is the gradient of second line. Then there is a relation between their gradients. That relation is M1 times M2. When you multiply, answer is minus 1. This is the relation. M1 times M2 is equal to minus 1. So you can use this relation to find the missing gradient if the gradient of the other line given when they are perpendicular. I will show you one example. See, a line is given. See another line and they are perpendicular. And here M1 is equal to 3. You have to find the gradient of the other perpendicular line. So we can use the formula M1 times M2 is equal to minus 1. The product of their gradients is equal to minus 1. That is the formula. Then substitute. M1 is 3 times M2 is equal to minus 1. Then solve it. M2 is equal to minus 1 over 3. This is how we are finding the missing gradient. You understand? Most of the cases you will get question from perpendicular lines than parallel lines. So it is very important. Or another way, straight away we can write the missing gradient M2 is equal to minus of reciprocal of the given gradient. Reciprocal of 3 is what? 1 over 3. What do you mean by reciprocal? Just swap numerator and denominator. 3 means what is the denominator? 1, isn't it? Just swap it. Minus of, don't forget, negative value of reciprocal of the given. So you don't need to use the formula. Straight away we can write the answer. We can save the time by writing like that. Okay, next item, that is equation of a straight line. Equation of a straight line. We are using the formula y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. This formula we can use, or we can use y is equal to mx plus c. In both cases, we need one point. It's very important. If you want to find equation of a straight line, on that line you need one point and its gradient. That is the minimum requirement for finding the equation of a straight line. You understand, one point on a straight line and its gradient are given, then you can find the equation of a straight line. See the examples that I used. A is minus 3, 2, then B is 1, 8. And the gradient already we calculated, well, that was 3 by 2, right? We calculated when I was discussing gradient, I did that one. So here we have 2 points. You can select any one of that point. Both will give same answer, okay? You can just select any one. They can select either A or B. Here better to select B because both of them are positive, both x value and y value. So when you do calculation, it is very easy. So we can use, I will show you the answer using this formula and this, both will give the same answer. That is 1 point if I am selecting B and the gradient is 3 over 2. Just substitute, that is y minus y1 is 8 is equal to m is 3 by 2, x minus x1 is 1. Now it's going to be y minus 8, open the bracket with 3 by 2, multiply it, that is 3 by 2x, then 3 by 2 is going to multiply minus 1 minus 3 by 2. That is y is equal to, always equation, when you write equation of a straight line or parabola, make sure that y alone there on the left hand side, okay? So minus 8 you have to send other side. Equation is always starting with the y is equal to, always 3 over 2x minus 3 by 2 plus 8. So the final answer is going to be y is equal to 3 by 2, that is the gradient. Then x minus 3 by 2 plus 8, you can use the calculator, it will give you plus 13 over 2. See, this is the answer. This is the equation of this straight line. Instead of B, if you use A, you will get the same answer. As long as that point on that line, you will get the same answer. Now I will show you the very same answer using this formula. Y is equal to mx plus c. You can decide which one you're supposed to use, okay? Here y is equal to, m is, we already know 3 by 2, right? X plus c. Now you have to find c, the value of c. For finding c, we are using one point. That point I am choosing 1, 8. Both are positive, that is why better to choose the one having the positive x value and positive y value. Then substitute. Since this point is on that line, we can substitute. Y value become 8 is equal to 3 by 2, x value is 1 plus c. Clear? Therefore, we can find the value of c is equal to, send 3 by 2 times 1 is 3 by 2. Send 3 by 2 other side is 8 minus 3 by 2. So it's going to be, when you simplify this one, it will give you 13 by 2. So the final equation become y is equal to, because the c was missing here, that we got it, 3 by 2 x plus 13 by 2. See, we got the same value. So you can choose either this equation or this equation, right? That is the equation of a straight line. That is very, very important. Now the last item is, that is angle of inclination. What is angle of inclination? It is the angle between the given line and x-axis. Actually, any horizontal line, normally we use x-axis. See, a line is given and the x-axis is there, horizontal. So the angle between the given line and x-axis, and that the direction of that angle is always positive. That is from the x-axis anti-clockwise. This is positive direction, okay? Don't take it, this one is wrong, you understand? From the x-axis anti-clockwise to the given line. Clear? Anti-clockwise. So this is wrong, don't take it. Let me rub it out. Okay. See, that angle is known as angle of inclination, theta. So how do you get that? The formula that for finding that theta is, we need the gradient of the given line. If m is the gradient of the line, so the formula is m is equal to tan theta. That is the formula, m is equal to tan theta, then find the value of theta. You know the previous example, we know that the line is given. I want only the gradient. What is the gradient? M is equal to 3 by 2. Positive gradient, right? And the x-axis, you have to find the angle of inclination. This angle, positive angle, this theta you have to find out. If m is positive, here 3 by 2, that is a positive number, then angle of inclination is always an acute angle. You can see that, acute angle. Acute angle means angle less than 90 degree. we can apply a formula straight away, you will get the answer. So let me write the formula. M is equal to tan theta, that is m is 3 by 2, is equal to tan theta. So theta is equal to, send tan other side, so it's going to be tan inverse. You know that, 3 by 2. It is positive, means straight away you will get the answer. Use the calculator, it will give you 56,3 degree. It's an acute angle, isn't it? Less than 90 degree. Then what about a line having the negative gradient? So that line, let me draw it. I will show you the example in that also. See, this line is different from the other line. Is going down. Okay, it has a negative gradient. So what will happen if you draw a x-axis? Did you see that this angle is more than 90 degree, right? It's an obtuse angle. So for example, this line got the gradient -2. So from x-axis, these are the x-axis, okay? So this theta, this is the angle of inclination, that is more than 90 degree. So how do you do that one? I will show you that. M is equal to tan theta, that is a formula, okay? So M is -2 is equal to tan theta. So here when you find theta, that is tan inverse -2. In the calculator, it will give you, when you use calculator, it will give you -63,4. Since it is an obtuse angle, you have to add 180 also. So gradient is negative. You have to find, first you have to solve for theta, that angle is negative, add 180, then you will get that obtuse angle 116,6 degree. So this is how we are finding angle of inclination. So looking at the gradient, sometimes gradient is positive, sometimes gradient is negative. If gradient positive means acute angle, you will get it, like here 56,3. If gradient is negative, you have to get an obtuse angle. For that you have to add 180 with the negative angle. You understand, here the gradient is negative, so you have to add 180. That is the part of the method. Is it clear? So hope you enjoyed this video. In my next video in analytic geometry, you will see solving questions based on what we discussed in this video. So see you then. Bye bye.